most merciful thing in the world, I think, is the inability of the human mind to correlate all its contents. We live on a placid island of ignorance, in the midst, between dark seas of infinity, and it was not meant that we should voyage far. The sciences, each straining in their own position, have hitherto harmed us little, but some day the piecing together of dissociated knowledge will open up such terrifying vistas of reality and of our frightful position therein that we shall either go mad from the revelation or flee from the light in the peace and safety of a new dark age.
You never listen, do you? All I have is negative thoughts.
Alright, I went to see Joker the other day. The movie that everyone is talking about. The movie that everyone hates. The movie that is hated and loved by everyone. At the same time, terrible flies today, of course. Please go away. Thank you. Joker. From where should I start? Well, just keep it simple. And first of all, I'm not going to analyze this movie or criticize it or praise it or whatever. Just going to share my thoughts with you and my opinion and basically how I feel about it and what I think about it. Nice and simple. No over analyzing, no simplifying it, nothing like that. Lately, by lately I mean for the past 3 or 4 years, I haven't seen much movies, to be honest. I haven't been to the cinema, no time or pretty much no desire to go there because they don't show anything worth watching. Just put it that way. But from time to time, they drop very highly explosive bomb, and person might want to go and see the ruins that have been made when this movie was released. I went there on Friday. Wasn't full, mainly because probably people saw it already. I don't care, even if it was full. I prefer actually not very crowded halls, because I've been to movies and there are always some individuals, groups of people that they don't go to see the movie, they just go to laugh and talk and just, I don't know what, just waste their time and money. Meat golems, pretty much. Anyways, let me tell you about my opinion about Joker. This movie will
be considered probably by many generations after me as a sort of a blueprint for how cinema pretty much, and how movie making and movies of this particular genre should be made. And in all honesty, I haven't seen anything remotely close to such movie since probably Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, or I don't know, some great classic from the 90s or from the 80s. Or I'm not comparing it, I'm just saying that it's that good. I'm actually surprised because the movie director is not really famous with any similar movies, or he haven't made any similar movies pretty much to Joker. Todd Phillips, movie director. He's basically he made a few comedies which I haven't seen. I may check him, but I don't know. And suddenly, bang, this movie comes out. Let me sit on my ass while I'm talking. The movie Joker, 2019, with Joaquin Phoenix, is an absolute masterpiece of a movie. Both acting, storytelling, writing, cinematography, everything, music, especially music, by the Icelandic composer Hildur Guðnadóttir, I think it was her name. Sorry if I'm butchering it, but anyways, everything fits like a glove. It fits together nice, and it's a magic spell, really. I'm not a fan of DC universe or Marvel or anything like that. I've seen a trailer before, and by the way, don't watch trailers these days. They fucking suck. They show a few moments and you think, oh, this is another spin-off of Batman universe, and this is basically the assembly line movie made to cash in and for whatever reasons, but it's not. It is not. It's made in such a way that is both mature and deep, and you almost forget that you're watching a DC related movie or of that universe, or origin story of the Joker. It's like the movie director took the scalpel, and the other people were the basically nurses helping him to succeed with this complex operation. It was everything feels really precise and spot on. There are no scenes that I felt like are boring or you just are waiting for the next scene. Everything is charged, both acting, both, as I said, storytelling, from the very beginning to the very end. You feel like, I mean, personally, I do. I felt like always on the edge. You know, you're just waiting for the next scene to come, and with anticipation. And you were so immersed in the story that you basically feel like the character himself. You begin to sympathize, you know, making people thinking, making the audience to put some really deep thought in this. Is it the viewer that is watching the movie, or is it the movie that is watching the viewer? These sort of things, you know, deep stuff, which I really like, I really dig. And also, I noticed, of course I have to see it again close up, but I noticed the laughter of Joaquin's portrayal of the Joker. I haven't seen anything like that before. Neither Jack Nicholson, neither Heath Ledger, neither Mark Hamill, or who else portrayed it. No, it's very interesting. Joker's laughter. It's almost as if as Chris from Smile Titans said, the Joker wants to. It desperately fights the former self to get out, to kill the old self for the better, and manifest itself upon this reality, and that happens. No spoilers, by the way. And yeah, very good acting, and that laughter, it's something else, really. So when I saw the Christopher Nolan movies, Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises and Batman Begins, it's the same approach. You know, I felt in sympathy with each character, but of course, especially with Heath Ledger's Joker, his character portrayal. But this one, it's really different. It shines in a way, because I think personally, and I'm not repeating anyone's words, it's because it's very humanistic. It's portrayed in a very humanistic way. I cannot put it in different words, but it is. I guess the idea is basically, it's not putting the Joker in some sort of good guy, bad guy position. It's whatever the person viewing it should think about him, or basically it's the choice of the viewer. But it certainly portrays him as as a guy that completely, I mean completely, it almost hurts when I remember it, that completely went through hell. Complete wreckage. And that's the important part to understand. And I believe that personally, and other people will see the character of the Joker in whatever form it is, either movie, video games, comic books, whatever form. They will, I hope, we'll see it in a different light, in a more, I don't know, humane light, justified. That's how it works, really. And who cares about Oscars? Who cares about whatever? And I've seen some reviews, I've seen some critics, I've read some reviews. Some people are saying, oh, they're playing a 4D chess, and this is a politically correct propaganda made to force people to think in a somewhat I don't know what way, to basically brainwash them or whatever, to manipulate. I don't think so. I don't think so. If anyone can point me anything similar to this, of course I know some people will say, oh, it's not original, it's Taxi Driver and King of Comedy ripoff. Well, I've seen both interviews with the director and writers and producers and Phoenix himself. They're taking inspiration from these movies. Of course, Robert De Niro is there, but that doesn't mean they're ripping off these movies and copy-pasting them. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I think it's very... I personally think the movie is quite original. In its approach, in its storytelling, in its philosophy, in its basically delivering the message to its viewers. Of course, every movie has a certain I don't know, propaganda inserted in there, but in some rare cases it's not malicious. It certainly is not something that the makers and the writers of this movie intended to do. It's I think safe to say that this movie is not my best year. Not. Blah. Let's try this again. It's safe to say that this is not the movie of the year or of the decade. I think it's one of the best movies ever made. Period. I don't care if people criticize it. That's the way of things. There are always critics. People will hate it, people will love it, people will praise it's to be expected. It's a form of artistic expression, artistic media. It's quite natural, actually. But if I could write an analysis, I would probably do on my blog or whatever, but at least not now. I'm busy with my other things. The writing of the book, I'm re-releasing some music. I'll update you on that as well. It's my main project. I'm still working on it. I don't wanna, I don't wanna say anything for now. And so, Joker is an absolute jackpot. It just shows. It's by the way, I've seen Thomas Sheridan's short video about it on his channel, 𝗙𝗲𝗿𝗁, and I agree with him that it's really synchronistic. It is. It's it's very personal and it's very synchronistic, and I've seen some things that my hat almost fell off. I'm not kidding. It's really synchronistic, and it really shows current events, previous events, probably future events, and this is how filmmaking should be. This is the approach, Stanley Kubrick did it with his, not every movie he made, but he did it with The Shining, he did it with 2001, A Space Odyssey. He did it with many of his old movies, Doctor Strangelove and other movies, but not only him. I mean, some movie directors are, they know how to approach and they know how to view from different angles, archetypes and metaphors and, storytelling, because in the end of the day, it's mainly about storytelling and keeping the viewer interested and interested in the story and making a mark, and at the same time not boring to death everyone else. So yeah, 18 minutes already in, and I just wanted to share my thoughts, and please go and see the movie on the big screen. And I'm almost sure that even if anyone thinks that this movie is not what they expected it to be, if they see it for the first time on the big screen, they'll probably want to go back and see it again. I do, but I'll be waiting for the DVD to come and take a closer look again. I'll probably buy the DVD, even just for the support. And about one last thing, and I'm leaving. Got things to do. So I haven't seen many movies with Joaquin Phoenix, apart from Gladiator and The Village. There was one movie with him in what was the name? He plays like a bully in Mexico. I think it was with Jennifer Lopez. I forgot the name of the movie. But yeah, I haven't seen him. I'm not a, particular, I'm not a follower of him or his career, but he deserves all the credit for this role. He even put, he lost weight for this role, and you can see his acting and his what was the word I'm looking for? His commitment. That's really important. If you committed to a role, let's say like Viggo Mortensen was committed in playing Aragorn in The Lord of the Rings, or I don't know, Heath Ledger in portraying the Joker in Christopher Nolan series. And I've also seen some ridiculous crap from press and journalists and whatever. Is there going to be a second part? The fuck? What second part? Why everyone needs a second part? I don't get it. The movie stands very well on its own. We don't need second part or a TV show spin-off or whatever. The spell is sealed. It has been sealed. Anyways, go and see the Joker. Fantastic movie. Brilliant movie. Absolutely amazing movie. Thank you. And I guess catch you again later. Yeah, I'm not joking. Bye-bye for now. You just don't listen, do you? All I have is negative thoughts.